Hello, teachers. Today we are going to explore something we use every single day. Through the project based learning activities for grade 6, we are going to learn about WH questions. Do you remember when you asked your parents, "What's for lunch?" or you asked your friend, "Where is your notebook?" These are called WH questions. So, the MTIP grade 6 Purvi textbook, A Bottle of Dew is the chapter, talks about WH questions. Every PBL has certain components like the concepts covered, the learning objectives, and the learning outcomes. Now, once you go through all these, you will come to the think question. So, here the think question says, how can I ask questions to get more details? Can I use different words or different kinds of information? The possible answers can be I can ask who if I want to know about a person. If I want more details, I should ask more than one question. Questions help me understand better. So these are a few possible answers. In this particular PBL, we are going to meet Nancy. And Nancy has a question for you all. What is your name? So you can answer what is your name in the space given below. Activity 1 talks about learn and understand what WH questions are and why are they used. There are all the WH questions and for what they are used. So let's have a quick revise. What asks about things. Why asks about reason. When asks about time. Where asks about place. Who asks about people. Which asks about choices. How asks about manner or method. Who asks about people. So these little words are very powerful because they help us get more details. Moving on to activity 2. Learners have to observe the pictures and answer the following questions based on the picture. The answers, remember, teachers to remind our students that the answers are to be written in full sentences. So this is a picture of a picnic and teachers are supposed to talk about the picture and then the learners are going to look at the picture carefully and answer some WH questions. For example, what is the family doing? Yes, the family is having a picture. How many dogs are with the family? There are 2 dogs with the family. So likewise, the learners can write answers in complete sentences. Now finally, the learners can see WH questions help us notice details in pictures, stories and real life. Moving on to activity 3, where the learners have to imagine themselves as television news reporter and they have to find out details about the person in the picture and ask what, why, when, which and how questions to get the information needed. So the person in the picture is a detective who's finding clues about a missing person. Okay, and the learners they can also have a television news reporter who can ask questions related to the missing person such as belongings, time, location and much more. Then they will select a detective amongst the friends and they will share the questions as to try and solve the problem. So the learners cannot ask what clues did you find, where was the person last seen, when did they go missing, which belongings did they discover? How are they going to solve the case? Now, this is fun and it can be quick. Moving on to activity. The next activity where the WH questions are very useful for interviews. So, if the learners are interviewing their grandmother from their and talking about their childhood, they can ask certain questions. Now, every question has different types as well. For example, we have the yes or no questions, we have the close-ended questions, and open-ended questions. These are a few questions that can be posed, or these are the few kind of questions which can be taken as examples. Activity 5, let's create questions. Here, the learners have to conduct an interview. They have to find a family member or a friend that they want to interview. Think of 5 questions that they want to ask them. And the questions can make them talk about using plastic items at home and whether it is useful or not. They need to think about plastic items that can be replaced with other kinds of items, and how will they replace it and what will they use instead. With that, the questions can be posed likewise, and the interviewer and the response can be recorded on the sheet. Always remember to appreciate our learners as and when they are doing the PBL activity. Activity 6 talks about roll the dice. Here, the learners will have some fun. They will come together as a group with 4 or 5 friends, roll the dice, and answer when it is their turn. If the learners give wrong answers, they are required to start the game again. So these are the questions, and the learners can roll the dice and answer the questions. Now, coming to the creative space, learners have to create a picture and frame 5 WH questions, which they can share with their friends and discuss what is common or different. So this is a sample. So the picture can be created, and they can ask 5 or 6 questions based on it. Who is under the tree? What is the boy doing? Where is the dog? When did they go to the park? So this is a sample example. Every PBL has a set of 10 self-assessment questions towards the end, and the learners are supposed to read the questions and tick or circle the right answers. And once they are done with it, they can go to the mark sheet and shade the correct answers using a pencil or blue or a black ballpoint pen. For the complete solution to all the self-assessment questions provided at the end of each PBL, teachers please refer to Teachopia, and the path is provided below. Once our learners have completed the PBL, they can all be told or reminded that they are ready to become detectives, reporters, and interviewers using WH questions. Thank you.